The sting of my sister's diamond ring across my cheek silenced the entire boutique. Everyone froze, her friends, our cousins, even the sales staff, staring at me like I was the problem. She leaned in, hissing, "You're embarrassing me." But what none of them knew was that every dollar holding up her perfect wedding, every deposit, every gown, every glittering detail was paid with my money. And in that moment, as the room closed in on me, I made a choice that would shatter her fairy tale in seconds. The sharp smack across my cheek stopped the entire boutique cold. Nicole's diamond ring flashed under the lights as her hand finished its swing through the air. Just a moment earlier, I'd been holding up a delicate lace veil. Now my face throbbed where she had struck me, hard enough to freeze her whole bridal party in stunned silence. "Get out," she hissed, her voice low but cutting clear through the room. "You're humiliating me in front of everyone." The overhead lights suddenly felt blinding. I stood there among rows of dresses worth more than my yearly rent, my palm pressed to my burning cheek. Nicole's friends, our cousins, women I barely knew, avoided my eyes, suddenly fascinated with beadwork and hemlines. Only our mother met my gaze, her expression sharp, not sympathetic. "Don't you dare make a scene." But underneath the humiliation twisting in my chest was something colder, sharper. Because what my sister didn't realize, what none of them realized, was that the platinum card tucked in Nicole's designer purse was mine. The $24,000 deposit on her dream venue. The retainer for the photographer, the catering advance, the custom invitations, all of it had come out of my savings. I straightened, blinking back tears, and walked toward the door without a word. As it clicked shut behind me, my phone was already in hand. Banking app open, fingertip hovering over cancel card. "My name is Lily. I'm 28, a hospital administrator. And this is the story of how I stopped paying for someone else's fairy tale and finally chose to live my own." The street outside buzzed with Saturday shoppers, oblivious to the war that had just ended behind those glass doors. I slipped into the shade beside a storefront, heart pounding, and finished what I'd started. 3 taps later, her wedding budget disappeared into nothing. Card successfully canceled, the screen confirmed. Through the boutique windows, I had the perfect view. Nicole still stood on the pedestal, admiring the crystal-covered gown that cost more than my car. Our mother hovered beside her, both unaware of the financial collapse that had just landed at their feet. The saleswoman approached with her tablet, ready to ring up the dress. Nicole handed over my card, her entitled confidence as casual as ever, like someone who had never thought twice about money, especially mine. I watched as the card was swiped once, then again. The saleswoman's smile cracked. She murmured something to Nicole. Confusion flickered, then disbelief spread across my sister's face. "What do you mean, decline?" she demanded, loud enough that even from outside, I heard her. "That's impossible. Run it again." The saleswoman shook her head, showing her tablet screen. Nicole turned to our mother, panic breaking through her flawless makeup. The boutique manager appeared, no longer deferential, his hand outstretched for the gown she was still clutching. I should have felt guilty, but instead, watching Nicole's fantasy unravel in real time felt like the first breath after years underwater. I snapped a screenshot of the cancellation confirmation and walked away. By the time I'd gone 2 blocks, my phone was vibrating nonstop. First Mom, then Nicole, then Mom again. I declined each call, silencing the buzzing, and kept walking until I reached the bus stop. 20 minutes later, I stepped inside my apartment, closed the door, and locked it with a sense of finality I hadn't felt in years. For once, I refused to play the role of family problem solver, the dependable one, the walking cash machine everyone assumed would always be there. Growing up, Nicole was always the golden child. She was the pretty one, the social one, the one they believed had promise. While she spent college partying on our parents' wallet, I was pulling night shifts to cover my tuition. When she announced she wanted a career in fashion, they poured money into 3 boutique ventures that all failed. When I earned my master's in healthcare administration, they didn't even show up to my graduation. Yet somehow, when Nicole got engaged to Trevor, a finance guy with wealthy parents but short-term money problems, I was the one expected to step in. What started as a small loan for the engagement party turned into an endless well of wedding costs, all charged to my cards. It's only until Trevor's bonus comes through, Nicole assured me from months ago. Besides, you're not even using that money for anything important. That unimportant thing? My down payment for an apartment of my own. My dream. Put on hold so I could keep fueling hers. The next morning, my phone was flooded, 27 missed calls and 16 texts. I scrolled through them over coffee, each message sounding more frantic than the one before. 10:15 a.m. Mom, the boutique called. What happened with the card? 10:22 a.m. Nicole, fix this now. 10:47 a.m. Mom, Nicole is crushed. How could you humiliate us like this? 11:30 a.m. Nicole, the venue says they'll cancel. This isn't funny anymore. 12:10 p.m. Mom, your father is livid. Call us back immediately. 10:05 p.m. Nicole, Trevor's parents are asking questions. You're ruining everything. And then the last one, 3:42 a.m. Nicole. If you don't fix this by tomorrow, don't bother showing up at the wedding. That one made me laugh. Without my money, there wouldn't even be a wedding to attend. Right on cue, my phone buzzed with an incoming call. Unknown number. I hesitated before picking up. Is this Lily Winters? A man's voice, professional but tense. Yes. Who's this? This is Marcus from Grand Heritage Venue. We've been trying to reach Nicole Winters about her outstanding balance of $32,450 due today. Her line goes straight to voicemail, and she listed you as an alternate contact. I shut my eyes, picturing the extravagant ballroom Nicole had chosen, crystal chandeliers, polished marble floors, space for 300 guests she insisted were essential. I'm sorry, Marcus, I said calmly. I'm no longer handling my sister's wedding finances. I understand. His tone cooled. Well, please let her know that unless we receive payment today, we'll have to release the date to another couple. We already have 3 on the waiting list. I'll pass that along, I replied. After hanging up, I blocked my parents' and Nicole's numbers. Then I powered my phone off entirely. For the first time in years, the crushing weight of their demands slipped from my shoulders. I spent the day wandering through the park, then treating myself to lunch at a cafe I'd always wanted to try. I was that meeting back to my room. I took my phone. Listen, things are a mess right now. Nicole said you canceled some credit cards, and now everything's unraveling. I don't get what's happening. My parents keep pressing me for answers I don't have. Can you call me back? He genuinely sounded lost. Instead of calling, I replied with a text. Trevor, Nicole's been telling everyone your family is covering the wedding. The truth is, I've been footing the bill with my cards. Yesterday, she slapped me in public, so I canceled them. I'm done being her hidden wallet. His response came almost instantly. Wait, what? She swore your parents were paying. The lies were collapsing faster than I imagined. By the next morning, the situation had spiraled out of Nicole's control. Trevor's parents, wealthy with influence across the city, had uncovered the financial facade. After grilling Trevor about my message and contacting the venue themselves, my phone buzzed again, this time from a cousin in Nicole's bridal party. OMG, what's going on? Trevor's mom is telling everyone Nicole lied about who was paying for the wedding. His grandmother is furious. I didn't bother replying. The truth was unraveling on its own. 3 days after the boutique incident, Trevor's mother called me directly. Her tone was calm, regal. Lily, this is Margaret Hamilton. I want to understand what's really happening with my son's wedding expenses. I laid it all out. Months of payments, her broken promises, and the slap that finally pushed me to pull the plug. Margaret listened quietly, not interrupting once. I see, she said when I finished. Thank you for your honesty. The Hamilton family prizes truth above all else. It's clear my son's fiancée does not. The next day, Trevor called. His voice was flat, drained. The wedding's canceled. My parents confronted Nicole this morning. He paused, searching for the words. They said they can't welcome someone who would build a marriage on deception. I stayed silent. There was nothing left to add. Was she always like this? He finally asked. Did I just not see it? She's always been treated like the princess, I said. And someone always had to pay for her crown. We broke up officially, Trevor continued after a pause. I gave her ring back yesterday. I finally got the bonus I'd been waiting on at work, but it barely made a dent in what she'd committed us to. The morning that should have been Nicole's wedding dawned sunny and clear. Instead of vows, the Hamiltons announced a generous donation to a local education charity, a move the society pages politely described as a change of plans for the once-promised union. Nicole retreated to our parents' house, refusing to leave her room. My mother's messages, now sent from fresh numbers I hadn't yet blocked, swung wildly between furious rants and desperate pleas. She was shattered. Her world had fallen apart. How could you do this to your own sister? Hours later came another message. Lily, please, we can't do this alone. Your dad's retirement doesn't cover enough. We need your help. I ignored them both. 6 weeks after what we had all come to call the boutique incident, I finally signed the lease for my new apartment, the one I'd postponed for Nicole's wedding. As I unpacked boxes in a place that was truly mine, my phone lit up with a text from an unfamiliar number. It was Trevor. I just wanted to thank you. Not for what happened with Nicole. That's still complicated, but for opening my eyes before I made an irreversible mistake. I hope you're doing okay. I smiled faintly, set the phone aside, and didn't reply. On the coffee table sat a neat pile of brochures, graduate programs in hospital administration, the dreams I'd put on hold while financing someone else's. That evening, I stepped out onto my small balcony overlooking the park, watching families wander below. My sister had lost a fiancé, a wedding, and the perfect image she'd spent years polishing. My parents had lost the fairy tale ending of their favorite daughter. Nicole was left with the unpaid balances from her vendors, though I knew eventually my parents would swoop in to cover them, like always. And me, I'd gained something I hadn't realized I was missing. My own life, reclaimed one canceled credit card at a time. Sometimes standing up for yourself isn't about loud confrontations or carefully plotted revenge. Sometimes it's simply about stopping. Stopping the payments. Stopping the sacrifices. Stopping the cycle that keeps you small so others can feel big. The fallout? That's theirs to carry. And before you go, here's a little bonus for staying until the end. If you love learning and self-growth like I do, you should check out audiobooks. I've partnered with Audible to bring you an exclusive offer. Your first month is completely free. That's unlimited access to over 500,000 titles at zero cost. All the details are in the description below. Don't miss it.